Very good afternoon, all of you. Today we are going to discuss about the Adaptive Cruise Control System or the ACC system. So it says that Adaptive Cruise Control extend existing cruise control system to include a headway sensor that monitors the distance between host vehicle and vehicle ahead. This system is basically maintains the speed of the vehicle and prevents accident. Let's suppose this is the vehicle that you are driving. Let it be host vehicle. Okay, and the vehicle is moving in this direction. This is the road surface, and there is another vehicle in front of you. Okay, this vehicle is in ahead of your position. That means this vehicle is in front of you and you are behind this vehicle. Okay, so suppose this vehicle is moving at a speed of 80 km per hour. Okay, and your vehicle is also running at a, let's say, 90 km per hour. So as time goes, your vehicle will come nearer to this vehicle. That means this vehicle will come nearer to this vehicle as time goes. So what happens, there is a chances to collide. That means this vehicle will get collide with this vehicle. To resist that, this type of systems, that is adaptive cruise control system, is used. Okay, then it says it is also called as active cruise control or intelligent cruise control, ACC or ICC. Now see how this thing works. So there are two keys types of headway sensors. Okay, headway sensors means there are two types of sensors in the front portion of your vehicle. That means if this is your vehicle and your vehicle is moving in this direction, so there are two kind of sensors in front side of the vehicle. This is the front side and this is the rear side of the vehicle. Okay, there are two types of headway sensors. Radar sensors employ microwave signals. LiDAR sensors employ laser diode to produce infrared signals. Okay, there are two sensors. First one is radar sensor or radar sensor, which employs, that means which actually generates and transfer microwave signals. Okay, and the next one, that is LiDAR sensor, that basically generates laser diode. That means it generates LED basically, and it produces infrared signals. We all know that infrared light signals cannot be seen by human eyes. Okay, in normal condition. Now see what it says. Both types of sensors send a signal and monitor the time required for the signal to reflect off the object ahead. That means both the sensors sends the signal, one through microwave signal and the other through laser diode, and it reflects the and it gets reflect from the vehicle ahead. That means the vehicle that is in front of you, that means this is the front vehicle that is in front of you and this is your vehicle. From here the sensors are sending signals and it gets reflected and again it gets collected over here in the front side of your vehicle. Now see what happens. Optical or infrared image sensors are also used. Optical means, and infrared sensor image sensors are also been introduced for the purpose of detecting the vehicles on the road ahead. Okay, this gives the visual effect of the vehicle in front of you. Now see, it says these sensors can replace or supplement the information from radar or LiDAR sensors. Okay, this provides additional data what the radar or LiDAR sensors cannot give you. Okay, this gives, that means optical or infra image gives you a visual effect of the vehicle in front of you, of your vehicle. Now see the next paragraph. It says when ACC systems determine there is no need to slow down the vehicle, they may use the engine, transmission or brakes to decrease the speed of the vehicle and maintain a safe following distance. Now see how this thing works. If the vehicle in front of you suddenly stops and you are running at a speed of 80 or 90 kilometer per hour, so what happens? The driver, if the driver fails to detect that, what happens? He will collide with the vehicle in front of it. Now see, if this ACC is present in that vehicle, what happens? It automatically locks the engine, the gearbox, as well as the brakes to decrease the speed of the vehicle and maintains a safe following distance and prevents colliding of the vehicles. Now when there is no need, that means the vehicle that is in front of you is running at a high speed, and there is a maximum distance in between your vehicle and the vehicle in front of you. So what happens? There is no need for these systems to get engaged. So what happens? It does not work at that time, and automatically there is a safe distance in between the two vehicles. Now see how this operates. It's written that many system limits the maximum deceleration to not more than 3 meter per second square. That means the deceleration rate should not be more than 3 meter per second square. Acceleration, deceleration is opposite to acceleration. Okay, it retards acceleration. Now see, all those systems are beginning to appear that allow more aggressive braking. That means in modern vehicle technology we are bringing a much more advanced technology which uses more than this amount. That means it can be more than 3 meter per second square, and it gives aggressive braking, means panic braking, or suddenly it makes a vehicle to stop at a certain point. Now see, the ACC user interface typically has both visual and audible indications that are provided to the driver depending on the severity of the situation. Nowadays in many vehicles it is seen that it is giving the visual effect also. That means it is showing you the maximum safe distance, minimum safe distance between your vehicle and the vehicle in front of you, and it also gives you an audible indication. That means it will announce, or it will announce as something. The vehicle is maintaining a safe distance, or if there is a danger zone, it will indicate the driver that you are about to collide with the vehicle in front of you. Okay, and the next paragraph, it says that ACC, that means adaptive cruise control systems, can always be disengaged through the use of the brake pedal or the primary ACC user interface. That means you are maintaining a safe distance. Let's say this is your vehicle. Let's say this is your vehicle. This is the road surface, and this is the host way. That this is the vehicle in front of you, front vehicle, and both the vehicle are moving in this direction. This vehicle is moving at 80 km per hour, and your vehicle is also moving at 80 km per hour. Suddenly this vehicle stops and drops to, let's say, 60 km per hour, and again this vehicle is accelerating. So in previous condition there was a distance of about, let's say, 10 meter between your vehicle and the vehicle in front of you. Now as this vehicle suddenly stops and reduces its speed to 60 km per hour, and again it's accelerating, but your vehicle is maintaining a constant speed of 80 km per hour. So what happens? After some time this distance will reduce, and this distance may become 6 meter or maybe 7 meter, but there is a huge distance between your vehicle and the front vehicle, so that this vehicle will not get collide. So the ACC system must not get activated at that time. So what will happen? Your vehicle will suddenly stop. So to prevent that, what the driver must use, the driver may use the brake pedal, or there is a sensor, there is a sensor in the primary ACC unit. It automatically detects the speed of the front vehicle, and it will disengage. That means it will remain in off condition. Now see, certain stability systems such as traction control, electronically stability control may also turn the ACC system off. So these are the two systems that will make this ACC system work. What are these? One is traction control and another one is electronically stability of your vehicle. Now see, ACC systems are evolving rapidly and are currently available on many mid to high end passenger cars. That means nowadays we can see this ACC system in mid to high range passenger cars as well as on many heavy duty passenger trucks. Okay. Now see, next one is cruise control system. That means the how this system works. This is basically a brief block diagram of cruise control system. It falls under the adaptive cruise control system. Okay. Now see, there is a cruise control computer like the ECU of a vehicle. Okay. There is a throttle positioning sensor which actually determines the throttle position. That means this actually regulates the speed of the vehicle. And see, there is a vacuum valve control signal. Okay, vacuum actuator. What is the difference between sensor and actuator? A sensor basically senses the signal actually, and actuator actually it does the work. Okay, that means let's say there is a automatically wiper, rain sensor wiper. So if it rains, what happens? The sensor will operate. The sensor will sense that there is a raining condition, that this is a raining environment, so it will send the signal to the ECU. Okay, and the ECU will send the phase signal to the actuator. The actuator are basically the wipers. Okay, then the wiper will actually operate and clean the, and then the actuator will operate. That means the wipers will operate and it will remove the water droplets from the front windshield of a vehicle. Okay, in this way it works. Next, there is a cable to the throttle valve. Okay, so this works under the condition of these two units. That is, one is the control signal unit and the other one is the vacuum actuator. Okay, now see there how this thing works. This thing is work by this four condition. That is, steering wheel controls. One condition is steering wheel. The second one is vehicle speed signal. The third one is clutch pedal switch. That means how much pressure the driver is creating on the clutch pedal. And brake pedal switch. This is also that how much pressure, how much force the driver is applying on the brake pedal. Okay, so let's read out this thing. The cruise control system controls the speed of the vehicle by adjusting the throttle position. So it needs sensor to tell it the speed and throttle position. That means how this thing works, by adjusting the throttle position. By adjusting the throttle, we actually increase or decrease the speed of a vehicle. That means we are increasing or decreasing the RPM of the engine or crankshaft. So we need a sensor over there to tell the speed, and throttle positioning sensor also. Next, it also need to monitor and control, so it can tell what desired speed and when to disengage. That means it actually tells you or tells the ECU of the engine of a vehicle that how much desire or how much required speed, how much speed is required of a vehicle, and when to disengage the ACC system. So thank you very